This video is that the CIA and IRS are colluding with each other to push me off onto the streets. So that's probably where I'm going to end up. Because if the government wants to nail you to the wall, they're going to nail you to the wall, man. So check this out, dude. So this notice date is March 24th. I'm not going to show it. Well, let's see if I can show it without showing my social. Okay, so March 24th, right? On March 24th, they sent out a letter saying, the IRS did, okay, that I owe $3,000, and if I don't pay by April 14th, they're gonna levy my income and bank account. So that's how they do it. And check it out, it's for the 2022 taxes. We're in 2025. 2022, I pay taxes every year. I was using TurboTax, and then I used a couple of years, and then I use H&R Block every year. And so I do it the way everybody else does. I pay my taxes. And then a couple years later, what they do is they tell me that I never paid any of my taxes and I have to pay or they're going to take all my money. This happened back in 2011. They sent me a letter saying that in 2008 I never paid my taxes. And they were going to levy my income and my bank and everything. And so I had to show them all of my taxes for the entire tax year. And I was living in my car in California at the time, and so my mom had to get involved. And I think I had like set up a general delivery mailbox in Seattle. Or that I had to like pick up the whole tax packet, and then I had to go and send all of my taxes into, and this is when I found out where all the tax offices are, in Ogden, Utah. But then they said that that's not where I needed to send it. Where I needed to send it was Fresno, California. And then they were like, oh no, that's not where you need to send it. It's like Salt Lake City. And I sent it to them, all the different places, and it costed me like $30 once, because I got it off online. I had to print it up and then send the printed version. So it costed me like $30 to print it up and mail it into them one day. This huge packet. And and then they finally let me go. But then ever since then, they're always sending me letters saying that I never paid taxes. And then I have to go and like pay a fine or go and straighten something out, and it's always something different every time. And so like here's my 2022 IRS taxes. I have a whole folder. 2022 IRS. It's my 2022 IRS taxes. And look, see if I can do this without showing my social. Here's my 1040. 2022. Okay? 2022 for me, right? Right? And it shows here how much I paid. It's got all the paperwork. And this is what came from H&R Block, right? And so then they wait until 2025, and they don't send it until March 24th, and now I have to pay the entirety by April 4th. Of $3,000. They do this to me all the goddamn time. And so I think, see, look, this is a cause and reaction. The physics, force and reaction. If you do something, that you're going to get counteracted. And I experienced this last year, and I think maybe they targeted me in 11 because I had a website and a YouTube. Now it's 2025. I still have a website with the, and I was trying to put the U.S. law code on there, and all this. I put history books on there, but then I found Atlantis. So last year, I started writing all of the different YouTube videos that mention Atlantis, saying that Atlantis is here. Didn't get a single reply. And then on the beginning of March this year, they depixelate the entire region, the entire Bahamas. They completely depixelate it. And that happened like right after I started telling everybody, like a couple of months after I started. And so I mentioned that to my mom. She got really mad at me, started yelling at me and telling me that the world doesn't revolve around me and how dare I think that it had anything to do with me. But I was just like, yeah, well, if you do this, see, because she's the same person who tells me that if you do this, that, or that, and the next thing they're going to come and get you. Like the government's going to come and get you, or somebody's going to come and get you. Then she turns around and gets mad at me that I suspected. So, but then they pixelated again at the beginning of August for a day, and I did a video showing the depixelation, which you could see on my main channel, and I think, on my vlog, because it was a vlog. I didn't think that it was just for a day, but it was a day. And then like a month ago, I wrote the the CIA, and I said, hey, I know you guys depixelated Atlantis. You need to pixelate it, or else the Chinese are going to pixelate it for everybody, and then it's going to make you look bad. And also, I'm trying to help the people who work in there at the CIA. They're going to trace it back to them when we all find out that Atlantis got depixelated, and they're going to find out who did it and whose family did it. It's going to completely ruin your name. I'm trying to help you. So then, lo and behold, a month after I write them, and then I wrote them like a couple days ago, the IRS says I owe $3,000. And I have to pay within 3 days. It's like, what is it, like the 9th? I have to pay in 5 days, or they're going to seize my bank account. So they're just basically like, we're going to seize your bank account. So like my only option at this point, I guess, I could just keep paying whatever they say that I need to pay them, even though, I guess I could have to like prove it somehow. So I guess what I'm going to do is call, maybe I can get a lawyer. But the problem is like getting a lawyer, calling, and then maybe they'll end up just saying that I have to owe the money. Like you're gonna bleed me out. I think they're gonna successfully bleed me out. They're gonna make me get a lawyer or something. Make me just tell me that I'm gonna pay, or just straight up. Either I pay everything, like I could pay taxes 2 or 3 times over every year, or else they just seize everything, and then they seize everything because I didn't pay taxes. And then what do I have to do? Like pay whatever they say I had to pay in order to unseize so I can buy food? And then they just say I owe more money, like extorting me, until I'm out of money, and then I have to get the HELOC until there's no more HELOC, and then I can sell my apartment to the bank and get a storage shed to put all of my gear. Because I bought all these bikes because I thought that I was going to be able to keep the apartment. The problem is I'm going on talking about Atlantis and having a website. So I get a big old target painted on my chest. And yeah, I have to put all these belongings, transfer them all to the storage shed. And I'll have to buy a different type of a car that I can sleep in the car. But then they can keep telling me I owe taxes. They could tell me that I owe more taxes than the amount of money that I can survive on, and that they're gonna like seize bank account. And so then now I have to like be a homeless person. Then I can't have a car, because cars, you need money to fill the car up. So now I'm the type of homeless person without a car. So now I have to figure out how to like carry my laptop around with me and sleep in a sleeping bag. But then maybe they'll tell me I owe more taxes, or else they're gonna arrest me. And then I have to move into the jail because they just extort me. So this is the kind of stuff that the IRS does to people like me. They get you with the taxes. And if you're out there saying something that, you know, turns everybody against you, because this whole Atlantis thing has turned everybody against me. Yeah, this is what they do. This is how they do it. So anyways, I see the writing on the wall. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose my apartment. Probably lose my freedom. And so I'm just calling it out, man. I know what you guys are doing. So I'll just do what I can. I'll call the self-help people. I'll mail the taxes in, get a tax lawyer, try to, if I have to, then you seize my stuff, then I have to pay to unseize, and just try to drag it out as long as I can, stay in the apartment as long as I can. And then when I move into the car, I'll just have like a backpack with my computer and all my hard drives. Maybe I can set up a post box somewhere at the post box office to hold my hard drives, because I have to have my hard drives backed up for my website. And just be like a nomad, you know? Sleep in the bushes. I could get a gym membership, but then of course if I have no money, maybe they take my bank account away. So I'll have to do like body weight exercises and then eat food by going into the, finding a place where they dump the extra food in the dumpster or something like that. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. I can see the writing on the wall. That's what they're going to do, man. It terrifies me every time I open one of these things because they send them to me all the time. And then it's like settled. And so anyways, I'm going to have to figure out why they say I owe $3,000 and I have to pay by the 14th of this month. But that's what happens, man. That's what happens. I'm going to keep uploading videos about Atlantis. And just try to come to terms with the fact that I don't belong on this planet and I'm going to get kicked off. Talk to you later.